Welcome to AI Verdict. Well, it looks like Google is back in the ring with a serious new contender, Gemini 3.1 Pro. Now, this thing is designed for those super complex tasks where, a simple answer just won't cut it. So today, we're putting what might just be Google's greatest model ever to the ultimate test.
So, the big question is, does it really live up to all the hype? We're going to run Google's latest through a whole gauntlet of tests to see how it performs and, more importantly, how it stacks up against the competition. Let's find out.
So Google is telling us that 3.1 Pro is built for complexity. And what that really means is, this is not just another chatbot. Think of it more like a reasoning engine, something that can visualize really tough concepts, pull all sorts of data together into a single view, and, get this, bring massive creative projects to life completely from scratch.
Okay, before we get to the really fun stuff, the hands-on demos, let's geek out for a minute and look at the raw data. How does this thing actually perform on paper? Because honestly, the numbers themselves are genuinely impressive. We're talking a massive leap in reasoning.
Get this, Gemini 3.1 Pro scored an incredible 77.1% on the Arc AGI 2 benchmark. Now that's not just a small little incremental improvement. No, this is a huge step forward in its core ability to reason.
And this chart right here, it really puts that leap into perspective. We are looking at more than double the performance of the previous Gemini 3 Pro model. You just don't see that kind of jump in a 0.1 release. It tells you that something really significant has changed under the hood.
And on the practical side of things, you get a massive 1 million token context window, which is amazing for those really complex data-heavy tasks. Pricing is pretty competitive too, at $2 per million input tokens and 12 for the output. And the best part? You can get your hands on it right now through Google Studio, the Gemini app, and even on third-party services like Kilo and OpenRouter. All right, enough with the benchmarks. Let's see what this model can actually build. We threw a whole gauntlet of complex coding and simulation tests at it to see if it can handle true system-level engineering. First up, we had to generate a functional Minecraft clone. And I'm not talking about just a static image. The model actually generated the terrain. It implemented the physics for breaking and picking up blocks. And this is the mind-blowing part, it reasoned out how to generate entire underground cave systems. That level of procedural generation is a huge step for automated game development.
So building on that, we used an open-source tool to see if the model could autonomously build a web-based OS that looks just like macOS. And it did. It made a clean toolbar, a home screen, login notifications, and even functional dynamic apps like Safari, Music, and Notes. It even made a working terminal. The quality is it's remarkable.
Okay, this next test is just wild. It coded a full double wishbone suspension system from the ground up. We're talking independent suspension geometry, dynamic coilover shocks. It even simulated how the steering interacts with the disc brakes. This ability to reason about complex physics shows its potential for real-world engineering. We saw the same kind of power when we had it build an interactive solar system and a city planner app too.
But here's the thing, this incredible system-level thinking isn't just for heavy-duty back-end code and physics. It's also a master artist. Beyond the pure engineering, Gemini 3.1 Pro is setting a whole new standard for front-end design and SVG generation. Its ability to create visual elements that are not just beautiful but also functional is just on another level. Just take a look at this. We asked both Gemini 3.1 Pro and its main competitor, Opus 4.6, to generate an animated butterfly. The Opus version wasn't fully functional, but Gemini's? It actually mimicked the real movements of a butterfly. The design is unique, the animation is way more lifelike, it just showcases its superior mastery of SVGs. Its image-to-code capability is also seriously impressive. We fed it just a single screenshot of a random iOS app, and it perfectly cloned the entire user interface. I mean, it mapped every single element, it coded the functionality, it generated all the little SVG icons, and it even added smooth animations. That is an incredible feat. And check this out for spatial reasoning. It built a fully interactive 360-degree visualization of an iPhone. You can actually rotate it, you can zoom in, you can even click on little hotspots to learn about the action button or the camera system. It also lets you toggle between different device colors. Just amazing.
So after all of these tests, what's the final verdict? Well, Gemini 3.1 Pro is, without a doubt, a massive leap forward. But, and you knew there was a but, right? It's not perfect. There are still a few things to keep in mind.
So let's break it down. The good? That leap in reasoning is absolutely for real. It's a beast at building complex systems, and its mastery of SVG is pretty much state-of-the-art. Now the bad, it can still be a little lazy sometimes, just like previous versions, and yep, it does occasionally hallucinate. And while it's right up there with Opus, it doesn't quite surpass it across the board. At least, not yet.
But here's the big takeaway. Gemini 3.1 Pro pushes AI significantly closer to handling real-world engineering and system-level thinking. This is a tool that can now tackle multi-step problems that were completely out of reach just a few months ago.
And you have to remember, this was just a 0.1 update. It really raises an exciting question. If this is the kind of leap we're seeing in an incremental release, what in the world is the full 3.5 Pro or even the 4.0 series going to unlock later this year? The pace is just staggering. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest AI drops, make sure to subscribe to AI Verdict. We'll see you